Alexandra De Leon joins us live from the Yakima Police Department with the latest. Alexandra, what do we know?
Well, this all took place around 7:30 last night on North 1st Street here in Yakima. Now, we actually have a recorded audio from the dispatch call from when the shooting took place. Take a listen.
Shots fired. Suspect on the ground.
The only injured subject is the suspect. 8 is on scene. Requesting state for traffic control.
Camilla Rios joins us live there now. Camilla, what do we know?
Good morning. I'm here live on the scene of a house fire in Richland with Incident Commander Ron Duncan, who's going to give us a couple more details.
We are following breaking news this morning. Police say a 20-year-old is dead after being shot overnight.
Alexandra De Leon is getting information from the police station as it comes in. Alexandra, what do we know?
Right now I am here at the police station in Toppenish, where homicide detectives are still trying to piece together what happened last night when shots rang out just before 10 on K Street.
Teachers are on strike in Oklahoma, and they'll be getting a lot of support from female attorneys during a protest at the state capitol. This is a live look over those protests. Today marks the 50th anniversary of the assassination of civil rights icon Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. This is a live look at his memorial in Washington, D.C.
In our top story tonight, we're learning more about the ground movement up on Rattlesnake Ridge.
Yeah, take a look at your screen. As a precaution, the Department of Transportation has put freight cars filled with concrete along Thorpe Road at the base of the hill.
Glenn Cassie has actually been driving through the area affected by the Eagle Creek fire. He's still on the road back to the Tri-Cities, but he's joining us now on the phone. His road trip was supposed to take somewhere around 4 hours. I hear now it's taking closer to 7. So Glenn, can you tell us, what is it like out there?
Hey, Tracy. Yeah, you know, it is taking us about 7 hours to get back. We spent the weekend along the Oregon coast and returning home on Interstate 84, heading eastbound on the Oregon side of the Columbia River, and we noticed the sky was getting cloudier and cloudier and filled with smoke and haze.
It is 6:52. Here is your morning rush. We're learning House Speaker Paul Ryan will not be seeking re-election. He is expected to make that official announcement during a press conference in the next few minutes here. And the president is responding on Twitter to threats Russia would shoot down any American missile strikes in Syria. In the tweet, he says partially, quote, "Russia vows to shoot down any and all missiles fired at Syria. Get ready, Russia, because they will be coming, nice and new and smart." The president has threatened a big price to pay for those responsible in the chemical attack over the weekend. He's consulting U.S. allies, including Britain, France, and Israel, exploring a multinational operation. And this all comes amid Russia vetoing a measure yesterday to have the United Nations investigate the attack. U.S. Ambassador Nikki Haley says adopting the resolution was the least member nations could do. Facebook CEO Mark Zuckerberg will face the House today, once again in the hot seat for questioning. This is a live look inside the House as the hearing does get ready to begin. Representatives are going to grill Zuckerberg about Facebook user data, similar to how the Senate did yesterday, and how Russians use the social media platform to interfere with the election. Also today, the accused Parkland High School shooter is expected back in court. During the hearing, a judge will decide if Nicholas Cruz qualifies for a public defender. Cruz is charged with killing 17 students and staff members and injuring 17 others when he opened fire inside the school on February 14th. Union Gap police are one step closer to finding the man who pulled the trigger Friday night in the Valley Mall parking lot. The suspected getaway driver is behind bars, and we now know 18-year-old Luis Coronado Vasquez is the one who police believe killed 21-year-old Efren Sanchez. Yakima police want to hear from you if you know anything about a shooting Monday night on Landon Avenue near Holy Redeemer Church. They're looking for 36-year-old Ricardo Rosales after they say he shot a man during a fight. Oregon State Police say 49-year-old Rosalie Carmia Tiffany of Kennewick died after getting hit by a car on Interstate 84. The accident happened just after 5 a.m. yesterday and between Echo and Stanfield. Tiffany may have been drinking. She died at that scene, and police closed the road for about 4 hours. Attorneys for the 18-year-old Greenway rape suspect hope to change the judge's mind in court today. They're hoping he won't be tried as an adult for the first and second-degree rape charges he faces. Joshua Pulliam's been pleading not guilty, and his trial is expected to start on June 4th. Also today, prosecution in Manuel Verduzco's Money Tree murder case will present their side. The defense rested their case after calling in final witnesses yesterday, including a forensic investigator and a doctor who testified about his potential markers for schizophrenia. Walla Walla deputies say thieves caused $50,000 in damage after cutting copper ground wiring in Wallula last month. It actually cut power to about 1,000 people. On Saturday, it happened again at another substation. Anyone with information is asked to call the sheriff's office. A tip about stolen property in Hermiston has helped police recover several truckloads of stolen stuff, some of it in Hermiston and some of it inside 2 storage units in Umatilla. So far, police have identified 7 victims. They're hoping you can help them find the suspect, 36-year-old Russell Green Jr. If you know anything, call Hermiston PD.
Tonight, we're beginning with a live interview. We'd like to introduce you to Franklin County Auditor Matt Beaton. Elections are just under a month away now, and there have been some major changes to Pasco City Council voting districts in the last year. If you guys remember, Pasco faced a lawsuit and worked with the ACLU to better represent Latino voters in the city. So this map behind us shows the new redistricting lines. There are 6 districts with 1 at-large position. Is that right?
That's right. Matt, we've reached out to all the candidates for Pasco City Council for this upcoming election, and some of them say there have been some discrepancies in addresses within the district, within each of their districts, some addresses being outside of some of their districts. What are you guys doing to work on that, and what's the status of that situation?
Sure. Let me start by saying thank you for doing this, and I'm glad to be here to raise awareness. Pasco, in our primary election, we had 16.5% turnout. That was a dismal turnout.
Finally, we're at the stage of starting to see a change of scenery over at Kennewick's Vista Field.
The old airport closed back in 2013, and the space has been empty ever since. This is what Vista Field looks like right now. More than 100 acres right in the middle of Kennewick, collecting dust. In your health alert tonight, now is the time to order your special glasses to protect your eyes during the solar eclipse coming up in a few weeks. You can't read with those, you know. Those
I
are
can't.
blacked out.
I don't know. I think I know what I'm supposed to say.
Good morning. It is 6 o'clock on Friday, April 13th around here. We're all kind of
We're excited. It's Friday.
Yeah, but it's Friday the 13th.
Oh, it's just another day. I do not believe in superstitions.
I think we've talked about this before.
Give me a ladder, I'll walk underneath it. An umbrella, I'd pop it open right now. A black cat.
You have opened an umbrella inside before, several times.
Yeah, black cat, let it walk back and forth in front of my path. It doesn't bother me. What bothers me is this forecast. I'm really getting tired of saying a chance of showers and windy conditions. We've got another day.
Do you feel like a broken record?
I do, and I've got a lot of people complaining about it.
Really?
Yeah, and I just want to go on the record here. I don't make the weather. If I could, I'd put 70 degrees on every single one of those days
70?
to make everyone happy.
80. That still wouldn't make people happy.
Yeah, 80? Fine, you know what? I'll make a forecast like that. Won't be right, but I'll do it. Maybe that'll make everyone at home happy.
Happy Friday, everyone.
Yeah, happy Friday. Out the door this morning at 7 o'clock, 42 degrees. We will have a few sprinkles around from Pasco north here over the next 30 to 40 minutes. We increase our shower chances by midday, 56 degrees. Did I mention windy again? Gusts 25 to 30 miles an hour, 58 at 3, 59 at 6. Increasing clouds in the Yakima Valley, mid-30s for us at 7. Mid-50s and showers developing by noon. Yes, breezy, woohoo, in the Yakima and the Kittitas Valley as well. In those evening temperatures in the upper 50s. Morgan?
This is breaking news.
We are following several breaking news stories. A jackknife semi is blocking several lanes at White Pass. This is according to DOT. That crashes at the top of White Pass near milepost 154 on Highway 12. The DOT spokesperson we just got off the phone with says it's both westbound and eastbound lanes that are closed. There is no word yet on any injuries, but we will continue to update you throughout the show. Also breaking, President Trump is firing back at James Comey's new book, calling the former FBI director a, quote, leaker and liar. In the book, Comey reveals new details about his firing, saying the then Homeland Security Security Secretary John Kelly was so disgusted he offered to quit. He confirms President Trump demanded loyalty at a private dinner. Comey reportedly calls the president untethered to the truth, unethical, ego-driven, and operating like a mob boss. In business news, the Trump administration has proposed a tariff hike on over $50 billion in Chinese imports as a response to complaints Beijing steals or pressures foreign companies to hand over technology.
And here, growers and local farmers are preparing for another upcoming produce and fruit harvest season. Just how much is that going to impact them? Alexander De Leon tells us more.
Morgan, Monty, pear and apple season is just about wrapping up, but one of Washington's largest exports is cherries, and their season is just starting. The new 15% tariff China has imposed on all U.S. produce went into effect April 2nd. That could potentially create some negative consequences for local farms and orchards.
Depending on when the peak season is, how much comes off the trees at that peak season, there are different variables that will, it could make it worse than if it's just a very orderly sales season.
China is the 5th largest international export market for Yakima and Washington farmers. For pears and apples, they sell over $1.5 million worth of pears and over $45 million worth of apples. China is the top export market when it comes to cherries, having over double the sales and selling over $127 million worth of cherries. As for a possible solution, well, I'll have that answer in just 30 minutes. Live in the newsroom, I'm Alexander De Leon for Wake Up Northwest.
Thank you, Alexandra. And breaking overnight, Russia's foreign ministry says Moscow is ready to protect its people on the ground if the United States launches a military operation in Syria. And the UN Security Council is scheduling another emergency meeting for today at Russia's request. The ministry is stressing they would prefer to solve this conflict through communication. President Trump tweeted yesterday strikes could happen very soon or not soon at all. The White House says the president will continue to talk with our allies. Also breaking overnight, President Trump will pardon Vice President Cheney's former chief of staff, Scooter Libby. Libby was convicted in 2007 as part of the investigation into how CIA official Valerie Plame's name was leaked. Libby's charges include obstruction, perjury, and lying to the FBI. He was sentenced to 30 months in prison, but has had his sentence commuted by President George W. Bush. Libby will be the 4th person pardoned by President Trump. And right now, Kennewick police are looking into another gas station robbery. Police tell us this happened at the Jet Mart on North Volland Street. It was hit again around 9 last night. Now, we told you about the armed robbery at that same location Sunday night around 10. Anyone with information on either of these robberies is asked to call KPD at that number on your screen, 628-0333. And police in Pasco are still searching for an armed robbery suspect. This is surveillance video from yesterday's robbery at a grocery store on the corner of Sycamore and East Lewis Street. You can see in the video the suspect walks up to the counter and pulls out a gun. Now, the owner does hand over the cash, and that's when the suspect just takes off. He was last seen running down Lewis Street towards the alley between Elm and Douglas. He is described as about 6 feet tall with a light complexion, prominent nose, and a tattoo on his neck. If you know anything about this, call Pasco Police. The fate of Manuel Verduzco, on trial for a double murder at the Yakima Money Tree, is now up to the jury. During closing arguments, the prosecution argued Verduzco's insanity defense doesn't hold up when you look at all the facts, including his behavior immediately before the shooting.
Why did the defendant set his alarm for 5:30 in the morning Saturday? You have to go back there and look each other in the eye and say, why did you? Did the voices tell him to do that? No evidence of that. Think about that.
Now, the jury has to pick one of 3 choices: convict Verduzco of first-degree murder, convict him of the lesser second-degree murder charge, or find him not guilty by reason of insanity. We will be bringing you an update as soon as that verdict is reached. Making news now, CIA Director Mike Pompeo spent the day in the hot seat as the Senate considers his nomination to be the new Secretary of State. Until last year, Pompeo was a congressman from Kansas and served in the Army. He also has a law degree from Harvard. Many of those questions in the hearing yesterday focused on Special Counsel Robert Mueller and the Russia investigation. We have exclusive photos after 2 suspects are arrested by police for a drive-by shooting. We first told you about this Wednesday. 26-year-old Luis Francisco Aguilar and 20-year-old Lindsay Dominique Albright are now facing several charges in connection to the shooting in Terrace Heights Tuesday night. Police say Aguilar was driving when Albright fired multiple times at a person in another car.
Many people spend years waiting on the National Organ Donor List, and you may have seen this photo of a local family doing everything they can on social media to try to find a match for their husband and dad.
Camila Rios does bring us their touching story now.
Philip de la Pena, just 39 years old, is currently in end-stage renal disease with what started off as high blood pressure after having a hole in his heart fixed 20 years ago. Over the last 5 years, his kidneys have steadily declined and now only function at 3%, meaning Philip has to be on dialysis 4 days a week. Despite their tough journey, his wife Nicole is always by his side and goes above and beyond to make sure he has everything he needs and more.
You know, I'm supposed to be we're partnership, take care of responsibilities, and you know, she's got to do everything now, take care of me, take care of the kids. So I'm very grateful for all of her efforts.
Nicole designed t-shirts for her entire family to wear with a phone number where people can call in to help. She even included his blood type just to make sure people got the message. There's a Facebook page, Phil's Kidney Donation page, where people can see pictures and hear directly from the family. If you want to know how you can help and where you can go to see if you're a match, head to our website, NBCRightNow.com, for all the info. In the studio, I'm Camila Rios for Wake Up Northwest.
Thank you, Camilla. And social media is definitely the way to do it. I mean, we see these posts all the time go viral. So hopefully his family, his donor family is out there watching. Someone feels compelled to do something.
Yeah, and it only takes a matter of minutes to see if you are a good match for this family or maybe another family looking for a life-saving helping hand. All right, let's give you a helping hand out the door this morning. You might run into a few scattered showers here just north into the east of the Tri-Cities. Temperatures here in the mid-30s to the mid-40s. I want to zoom in. We're talking about from Pasco north, so basically along Highway 82 north along 395 and then south into the Burbank area. We have some light sprinkles and some light rain. We'll keep those around here for the next hour or so. That they're slowly moving off to the east, but they're just taking their sweet time getting out of the area. Otherwise, mainly dry as we say. Happy Friday 13th to you and yours. 42 degrees out the door in the Tri-Cities at 7 o'clock. Increasing clouds in Yakima, 35. We get more showers developing by midday and the winds picking up as well. Winds today guessing anywhere from 25 to 30 miles an hour. Maybe some local gusts up to 35. So just get ready for another bad hair day with the showers and the winds. Noon temperatures mid 50s, and then heading home from work at 5 o'clock, we'll find those temperatures in the upper 50s, and those showers should end briefly before we get another round moving in our direction after 9 o'clock tonight. Here's the warm front lifting through the area. That'll bring us those afternoon showers and also produce breezy conditions. That cold front out in the Pacific will get hung up in the Cascades tomorrow and then move east of the Cascades on Sunday as we ramp up our rain chances. Hey, talking about ramping things up, check out Futurecast for our wind gusts. They will be increasing all day long and moving into this afternoon and this evening. Those winds gusting between 25 and 35 miles an hour at times. They should relax a little bit overnight tonight through early tomorrow morning. Numbers today, good morning Pendleton, 55 degrees, becoming breezy with afternoon showers. Boardman at 63. Same story in Patterson. Jefferson, Prosser at 58, Touchy at 55, and then some scattered showers for us this afternoon by noon, developing in Yakima, 59, and along the east slopes of the Cascades, maybe a little rain-snow mix in the morning. Here's a look at our planning forecast then. Saturday, a few stray showers, mid-60s, so a little warmer on your Saturday. Sunday, 62. It'll be breezy and wet. Monday, another breezy day, highs near 60 and a slight chance for a stray shower. Windy weather developing. There's a surprise. Next Tuesday, and a pair of 62s, Tri-Cities and Yakima. And then more rain showers by Wednesday afternoon with highs near 60. You're watching Wake Up Northwest. Keep it here. Pet of the Week coming up right after this.